We are live at the Essex FA Awards with an absolute legend, Sir Trevor Brooking, who, as you know, played for West Ham, played for England, was a manager, did so many things. Thank you so much for coming on the radio today.
No, very pleased, thanks. I know, obviously, being so local, a lot of West Ham fans in your midst, so it's great. And it's been a good night this evening, and good to see Hospital Radio here.
And have you enjoyed presenting?
Yeah, it's been very good. I mean, tonight's function is really involved with the county FA, Essex County FA, and a mixture of referees, coaches, and all those that contribute to grassroots football, really, which is the key to where we all learn to play the game. And then when we back playing professionally, I used to play Sunday mornings as well. So it's great to see all of those being recognised for the years of service that they give with very little pay.
Absolutely, and it's so important, isn't it, grassroots football? How important do you think it is?
Well, I think if you look at it more than anything, when I was at the FA, used to encourage all youngsters to play, really, from the point of view, and obviously we were lucky we got the girls playing it now as well. But more than anything, it's just physical fitness, really. I mean, sadly, they debate it. I watch it a bit on television now where they say we're one of the, lack of fitness in this country, obesity problems and everything. So playing football, playing sport, any sport really, and physical activity keeps you trim. I think if you're good with your weight and your physical fitness levels, you're sharp with the brain and whatever, and you can go out and go to functions and whatever. So more than anything, I used to encourage football, just for the actual fitness levels that it took you. And it's fun, and you don't realise that you're going through any pain barrier when you're running around on a 5-a-side. Now we've got 7-a-side, 9-a-side and 11-a-side. So it's great for all youngsters. And my two grandchildren, they like their football, they do their running, they play tennis. And more than anything, with the dangers of social media and the challenges, from being at home, not going out, I think you just got to encourage youngsters to go out and enjoy that physical activity. And more than that, it's, you then meet friends and you make people that you interact with and go out with, and really that's what life is about.
Yeah, and keeping fit by playing football is just one aspect of being healthy, and a lot of our listeners in Broomfield Hospital might not be able to do that right now because they are in hospital. What advice would you give them in particular? How do they get back to being fit, doing exercise after a bad illness?
Yeah, it's a mixture, really. Funny enough, I've had knee problems over the last 10, 12 years where I've ended up with knee replacements. And so you go in hospital, and for a couple of weeks, then you've got to take it easy. Then you get up, they get you up within a couple of days, trying to get your blood circulation going, and then you start your walking and activity. I think, when you're in hospital, I think we have fantastic, staff and doctors and, the facilities there. So the top priority is to get you better or start you on that process. And then part of the process when you start to get better is, taking a bit of physical activity, doing this and doing that. And all I would say to anyone, you've got to listen to what your doctor and the person who's then you're assigned to afterwards to try and do some physical activity is do it. Do it sensibly, just do what they're saying, and gradually, because if you can build up that fitness level and so forth, and then I guarantee you'll feel better for it. Certainly when I had my 2 knee replacements, the first 3-4 weeks are a challenge, but then you're feeling better, and gradually, people say, oh, you're looking well, you've lost a bit of weight, haven't you? And so it's just that sort of challenge to make sure that you do it, because sometimes if you don't feel so good, you can use it as an excuse not to do anything, and then you never get round to doing it. So for me, physical activity, and I'm not the greatest of runners, and I'm not a fitness person as such, but I keep myself at a level of fitness that I feel each day I can get through. That's what I want to do, and that's all I'm saying to somebody is be sensible, listen to the medical people if you're getting over an op or an illness or whatever, but gradually, do that physical activity, build it up. And obviously, you'll have your regular hospital visit. I'm at the age now when annually you go and you have your checkup, you do your prostate, you have your blood pressure and all those things. And I think it's important to do that. But if you get the green light to do things, then, hopefully you can do it. And, I at different times I visit hospitals and whatever, but we are living that little bit longer, which is great. But it does mean if you're going to live that little bit longer, you still got to do that physical activity, do it sensibly. But more than anything, anyone listening to your program on Hospital Radio, hopefully in the next few weeks you start feeling better. Could be sooner than that. Sometimes it's a longer process, but more than anything, think of that physical activity to try and get yourself feeling better. And for me, that bit of activity is always beneficial.
Yeah, bit by bit. And one last question. You mentioned the women. The women are doing amazingly well at football right now, and the men didn't do so bad last year either. Do you think we're going to win the World Cup?
I think
the Euros?
Yeah, I think Gareth Southgate has done a great job. We've got a lot of good youngsters coming through. So I think we're going to be competitive the next decade. And 220, there's always a little bit of extra pressure because, you've got some of the home games in the group stages. And obviously if we manage to get through the last 16 and the last 8, then the semi-final and the final are at Wembley. So next year's a big challenge. But as we saw with the cricket, the one day, it's a challenge, but it also puts the pressure on, and they got over the line in the end, which was fantastic for everyone. So I think 220 is going to be exciting. The girls are doing well. They got the Olympics next year, where the girls will be playing in that. I think the biggest thing is that girls football now is about the fourth biggest sport in the country, which is great. Girls are enjoying it. We're seeing it, with the clubs. Even my local team, West Ham, now are in their Premier League of the girls' game. But when I go to football matches, whether it's West Ham or I'm away at other grounds, it's great to see a lot of families now and a lot of girls going to watch football. So more than anything, it's just the interaction, the banter, meeting people. Yeah, playing is part of it. But if you're playing grassroots, like I played quite a few years on a Sunday morning. And the only thing I was let off was paying my subs because they didn't think I should pay my subs, which I did feel bad about. But I played still for fun on a Sunday morning, so that's great. And that's really what sport and football should be about. Interaction. I think that the dressing rooms of football teams are one of the funniest places to be in.
Oh, really?
The humour is great, the wind-ups and the banter and the interaction. And that really is part of the playing side as well, where you build up the team spirit. So more than anything, it's just making sure you enjoy it, not just football, all sport. I like my tennis, I like my golf now, which isn't quite as active as the football. But more than anything, it's taking part, the interaction, and afterwards a lot of friends that you make, and that friendship stays with you really for the rest of your life.
Brilliant stuff. Thank you so much for speaking to us, and thank you for motivating us.
No, that's all right, and good luck to everyone in hospital. I wish you well, and keep battling on.
Thank you so much, Sir Trevor Brooking.